YouTube, your smartwatch guru is finally back in his studio. I had to take a quick little trip to go pick up this Galaxy Watch 8 Classic for you guys, along with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. So more on this soon. Let's talk about the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic versus the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. Yo, all of my classic Galaxy users, the moment is here. We are finally back in the building. You know, they pushed us off to the side last year, gave us this Ultra. A lot of y'all took the bait and converted. I'm not mad at you because the battery in here is solid. Now, step aside, Galaxy Watch Ultra, because the Classic is back in town. At first, I was nervous because when I saw the leaks and I saw that they were doing a colored bezel, I was a little bit nervous. But we've been here before, baby. The Galaxy Watch. Might I show you another black and silver style design. This one was a moment. This was the first mega battery on a Galaxy Watch, and this thing just, man, it just set the bar so high as far as battery life goes with Galaxy Watches. There's been so many Galaxy Watches that I've picked up over the years. I've been here since the Galaxy S3 Frontier, which was my first Galaxy Watch. So everything since then has been picked up, and this is why I call myself the smartwatch guru. I actually love them and I use all brands. Well, the biggest brands in my area. But let's get directly into it. There has been some design changes, obviously, with the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic. That was another thing I was nervous about, the whole squircle design that we're all tagging it to be. But listen, I'm gonna just tell you guys now, this design has grown on me and I like it. I was used to this. We've done this for so many years. We've done this and this and this and this and this and this all for so long. I'm actually welcoming the change in design with the Watch 8 Classic. Now, from a design perspective with the Watch 6 Classic, you know, I've done this design year after year. I absolutely am a fan of it, but I will have no issues switching over to the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic. For some of you who may be worried, listen, I'm giving it the stamp of approval. It looks great on the wrist and it wears even better. Why? Because it sits flatter against the wrist. And you wouldn't think that would make such a big difference, but it does. Look at how flat that bottom is, right? Come on, y'all. Now look at how fat that back is in comparison. Again, it doesn't look crazy. It's hard to tell, but like the lift, like the overall like bulge of the bottom does not make the same contact as the flat side of the Watch 8 Classic. And listen to me, from a comfort perspective, from a just wearability perspective, this changes the game, especially for my users out there. So I already know I'm gonna get the question, how large is your wrist? I have an approximate 6-inch wrist and this fits me so well, so much better than, you know, the large watches of the past. Speaking of the large watches of the past, the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic is a 47mm watch, while the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic is a 46mm watch. And there's some irony to that because this one's actually like 46, like 0.3 by 46 by whatever, 10 point whatever millimeters. I'll put it up on the screen. But they're very similar. And then this one's like 46.5 by 46.5 because, you know, it's a full circle by 10 point something millimeters. It will be on the screen, the direct measurements or the exact measurements. But even though this was rated 47mm, it's really a 46.5 by 46.5. And I guess it's able to get 47mm rating. All right, moving on to weight. There is a weight difference in between these two, but it's not really much. The Watch 6 Classic is coming in at 59 grams, while the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic is a little bit heftier at 63.5 grams. Might be that increase in battery. We'll talk about that in just a second. As a matter of fact, why not tackle battery now? Because we're gonna have to do a more in-depth battery comparison in a little bit because you need to let the battery mature, but from a spec perspective, 425 milliamp hours of battery on the Watch 6 Classic versus the new, slightly higher, slightly larger 445 milliamp hour battery on the Watch 8 Classic. Now, here's what I can tell you so far. I started the official journey. I did a full day yesterday. I'm talking about walking around New York, Brooklyn, doing all of that. I got my steps in, all kind of stuff. Testing my little, I forgot what it's called. We'll talk about that in a bit. But full day yesterday, it's the afternoon of the next day, and I still got 84. But you know, that early battery just is always super magnificent, but I'm not gonna lie. From what I'm seeing so far, it's looking very positive. Let me just go over storage capacity, because the Watch 6 Classic storage is only 16 gigabytes with 2 gigabytes of RAM, while the new Watch 8 Classic is sporting a massive 64 gigabytes of storage with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Now, if you're looking at the screen, it is slightly smaller at 1.3 inches versus the 1.5 inch screen. Also, this is a larger watch at 47 millimeters versus 46 millimeters. And speaking of these Super AMOLED screens, you have one that can get up to 3,000 nits and one that can get up to 2,000 nits. I'll let you guess which is which. Nah, I'll tell you. 2,000 nits on the Watch 6 Classic versus the 3,000 nit peak brightness of the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic. So you can reach a brighter screen on the Watch 8 Classic versus the 6. Both are rocking the sapphire crystal glass, so no differences there. But let's talk about the platform. Slight platform switch in the sense that it's the latest and greatest with the Watch 8 Classic, coming in with Android Wear OS 6 along with One UI Watch 8 versus what was Wear OS 4 when it launched, but Android Wear OS 5 upgradable into One UI Watch 6, and we'll have to see how this continues to upgrade from now into, you know, the future. But as of right now, what's also added to that platform of new, you know, Android Wear and One UI Watch is the Exynos W1000 3nm chip. Finally on 3 nanometers. Let's go, baby. Versus the Exynos W930 5nm chipset inside of the Watch 6 Classic. And why am I excited about 3 nanometers? As we have seen with the, where is it at? S25 Ultra getting a 3 nanometer subset. Even Apple already being on a 3 nanometer architecture. That's what I'm excited about with the Watch 8 Classic, is to see if that efficiency, along with that little extra 20 milliamp hours of battery, can equal an overall more efficient delivery of Wear OS in combination with One UI Watch versus the Watch 6 Classic. Because that's going to be a separator. There's also sensors that are available on the Watch 8 Classic that you will not have on the Watch 6 Classic. There's also a slight price increase with the Watch 8 Classic versus the Watch 6 Classic. And, you know, we got a lot of things going on around pricing, especially here in America. And, you know, we all know. So it is what it is. User experience. What has my user experience with the Watch 8 Classic been like versus my long-term user experience with the Watch 6 Classic thus far? Now, Watch 6 Classic has been absolutely solid for me. I continue and consistently love and enjoy this watch. There is a shift for my people who like these custom watch faces. Listen, the platform has changed, and the developers and Android, they're still working it out. So as of right now, if you want this type of custom watch face or style, or you want to use my, you know, every year watch face customization guide that I typically do, as of right now, it stops at the Watch 6 Classic. Unfortunately, I would do this still if I didn't have this or this or even this. You feel me? Combos on combos on combos that I would still use the Watch 6 Classic for, as it has delivered an extremely well user experience for me over this long term. As you guys can see, we're gonna release this. Woo! And we're gonna enter the chat of the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic and my user experience with this. Listen, the band, the stock band, I actually like it. This is the first time, like I think ever. If you guys look at all of my setups, if you look at all of my watches, I always do custom bands. These bands though, were bands that I was able to use that were, you know, stock bands from Samsung that I love. Outside of those, I've always done custom. And this is probably gonna be the first year for a while, as of right now, that I'm willing to rock the stock band out the box, because this thing is comfortable. It looks good with the combo. This right here is nice. Now, obviously, you know me, flamboyant smartwatch guru, I gotta change up my style. I gotta get a little separation from everyone. I don't wanna look like everybody with my watch and whatnot. But I don't mind it. And I actually like this combo right here a lot. And I've been rocking this and I'm loving it. Gemini supports in here, AI, you know, the future of tech, the current state and beyond as of right now is packed into this watch. So that's what you're getting when you go with the Watch 8 Classic. There's some cool sensors in there about health. The, man, I forgot the name. I'm gonna try to put it on the screen. I don't remember, but I did the test. Antioxidant. So my antioxidant levels were adequate. A lot of people, you'd be surprised where you score on this. Now, you know, I'm gonna brag a little bit because I was asking some people, let me chill, yo, be humble, CJ. But as you guys can see, I got a really high score and I'm grateful about that. That just shows that my diet and my discipline is paying off well. As you guys see, you guys see how young a player be looking. Come on now. Enough about that. Back to the user experience. So far, I like it. You know, with the watch, the first and foremost thing that I'm looking at is design and if I visually and physically like it, and I do. Second thing I'm looking at, performance, fluidity. How smooth is it? You know what I mean? Because this is a convenience thing right here. This is access to your notifications, access to your phone, your smartphone when you don't want to reach for it or with a less need to. I love that about smartwatches, right? And then I look at like battery life, which I will be updating you guys on that when I do my first initial review, which will be in some days soon coming. I will also be comparing it to the Galaxy Watch Ultra. We're gonna have to hustle up and get us a Watch Ultra 2025 in here for comparison. And we will most definitely be comparing it against the Fruit Company. So you guys already know what to do. If you don't, I'm gonna tell you right now. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell. My name is CJ. I know tech, so you don't have to, but I know y'all know everything. So just chill in the comment section below. But let me know how you honestly feel about the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic. I got links down in the description below. Get your Samsung Galaxy on with me, and let's do this, baby. Hey, this right here, oh, we gotta talk about this. I know the topic's about to be hot. It's about to get a little fiery, but this thing, ooh, all right, I'm out.